I gotta say, a lot of people still talking about the big American Idol finale. A lot of you probably watched that. Every year, I get sucked into the drama and excitement of the big singing competition. I'm one of those guys that I don't watch so much in the beginning, but then as it gets towards the end, even I admit, I start watching American Idol. And I gotta say, this year it was one of the best I've ever seen. It was intense. Now, I usually watch American Idol finale alone. But this year, I got together with our band leader, Max Weinberg. You joined me, yeah. And our announcer, Joel Goddard. And, hey, Joel. And we decided to all watch it together. And we took some pictures of the fun time we had together that night. And this morning, I was on my way to work, and I stopped off at the photo shack, and I got them back. They just came in, and I was wondering, instead of just looking at them myself, want to see the pictures? It just came back. You do? Well, that's good. That's good news. Because that's what I had planned for the top of the show. So if you'd said no, I'd be screwed. Let's take a look at these photos together in a segment we'll call Conan, Max, and Joel's Big Party for American Idol. There we go. The first picture right here. To begin, here's the first photo. Max was hosting the event. Here he is in his apartment. And anyway, I was the first to show up. Stepped in the door, and that's the way I always enter a door, by the way. I'm filled with life. The first thing I did was I took a long look at the way Max lives. Then I gave silent thanks that I make more money than Max does. I asked Max where Joel was. Max said, I don't know, maybe he's not coming. I said, that'd be sweet. I don't want to hang out with him tonight. Then Max and I high-fived. I like my high five, by the way. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was Joel. Joel said, what are you guys just talking about? I said, nothing. Joel said, it sounded like you guys high-fived. Max and I said, we didn't. Then we all stood and stared at each other uncomfortably. To break the silence, I asked Max if he had anything to eat or drink. Max said, I have a keg of beer and a keg of meat. Then Max poured me and Joel a glass of meat. Joel quickly ate his. And I decided to order a pizza. After ordering the pizza, I poured my meat under a couch cushion. Well, Joel saw me and he shouted, hey, Max, Conan just poured his meat under the couch cushion. I got mad and I said, shut up, Joel. Joel said, make me. I said, wow. Don't screw with Joel. That's an intense Joel. This will be my Christmas card this year. Anyway, Joel said, make me. I said, okay. You want to know what Max and I were talking about before you got here? We were saying how we hoped you didn't come. Then we high-fived. Well, anyway, that made Joel shut up. Then Joel started crying. Then Max and I high-fived. Because we're heartless bastards. Well, things were getting pretty sad. Joel was so upset he threatened to kill himself with a giant noose he had handy. So Max and I apologized. Joel accepted our apology and gave us a big hug. Then Max showed us the new TV he bought to watch American Idol on. Well, Joel was mad. He got in Max's face and said, I can't believe you didn't buy a wall-mounted flat screen. Max screamed, I'll mount it right now. Then he smashed it and Joel's head through the wall. I was upset. I yelled at Max, you've killed Joel. Then we high-fived. Well, Joel was okay. He said, "You didn't kill me." I stared at Joel. I said, "But how?" I said, "Huh?" I said, "What?" Gee. Man, this is a new level of stupidity. Oh, man. I'm through in this business. I didn't understand how Joel did it. Joel said, "My head retracts like a turtle." Then he showed us that it really does. Well, as you can imagine, the sight of that made Max and I a little queasy. Then I said, "Hey, guys, it's almost time for American Idol," because that's what this is about. I sat down and made myself comfortable. Joel found room on the floor. And Max dropped his chair down from the ceiling. Yeah, I wasn't familiar with one of those. Max said, "Hey, guys, check out my humpin' hammock." Well, when I saw that, I decided I needed a drink. I gotta tell you, it was tasting good. It was tasting really good. So I gave some to Max. And I gave some to Joel. Then we made a human beer fountain. Well, so you can imagine at that point, we were all pretty wasted. And Joel said, "Let's all dress like our favorite American Idol winner." I said, "Who are you gonna dress like, Kelly Clarkson?" And Joel said, "Why, yes." I said, "Kelly Clarkson never wore a dress like that." Joel said, "But she did wear this lingerie." Well, anyway, Max and I thought Joel looked really hot. Just then, there was a knock at the door. It was Sanjaya delivering our pizza. I grabbed Sanjaya and said, "Stay away from Kelly Clarkson, she's mine." Then I punched him. Sanjaya landed on Max's humpin' hammock. And then Joel passed out on Sanjaya. And Max and I sprayed meat all over them. It was the best American Idol finale ever. We had a really good time. Very good. Yep. All right, we'll take a little break. When we come back, Dane Cook is here. We'll see you in a second.